pardon. Pardon means you have committed a crime some kind of way, and they're going to forgive you. Forgive me? No, I haven't done anything. You look at it yourself. Look at that. I was a cabinet member for the late Mayor Harold Washington. He selected me to be the chairman of the board. I was a board member. I was the operation committee. He wanted me to be chairman, to run the whole show. So 2 days before I was supposed to take the office, he passed away untimely death. And I was indicted. And they had nothing that I had done, period. And now for several lawyers and different people have looked at it and said, if I had done something for the man, it would be nothing wrong with it. Anyway, I was a vendor wanted to check with me about a building that he had. He asked me, did I have any, how was my building? He said he knew me. And I told him, what I was doing and everything. Bottom line is, they indicted me 2 days after the mayor died. They indicted me. And there's nothing I've done, period, and nobody still can't find. But what they do is, the way this is set up, I just hear the way it's set up is, to keep blacks down. They can say you killed somebody today, and you go to jail and come back, and the people are here, find it's a mistake made, you didn't kill them. They won't give you a new trial. Now this is the fact, the way the system is set up. They say you're not being hurt. If you can work somewhere and make a living without, I guess, getting on public aid, they will not let you be on no board because you're a felon. See, I can't go to any of the boards would like to have me today, even back to the CTA bank or nothing, because I'm being called a felon. That's to keep blacks down. That's the main thing I want to understand. The way this democratic system is set up, in order to keep blacks from getting anywhere, they name you as a felon, falsely name you as a felon, and then they won't let you prove that you're not a felon. They say you're not being hurt. That's the simple thing. Now, at 30 years, I've been trying to prove that I have not committed a crime. You got all that, but you're not being hurt now. So I can't get the doors open to the courts. Not that I've done anything, but I'm black. And they will not let you go too far. In order to keep blacks down, otherwise, in order to keep blacks in what they call in the place, is they will brand you as a felon. How? Falsely accuse you of something, indict you. They find out it's not true, but now they won't erase it. That's the whole thing. In order to keep you down, now they say, well, you're not being hurt. I talked to Dick Durbin, and I talked to, all of them I talked to, and Obama, two of the highest elected people in the country. They know I'm innocent, but they say, oh, you're not being hurt. Well, how is you not being hurt when you can't elevate you to no board or nothing? Can't get in no big position because you're a felon. Now, they say, I talked to Dick Durbin about it, Preckwinkle, Danny Davis, just what. They all talked to Dick Durbin and said, look, why? He said, oh yeah, this is bad. He said, that's the old law that needs changing. He said, I'm going to put my law. They had him to call me at my house. He called me and said, what's going on? I know him for years and years when he was a state rep. He said, gee, Medley, I'm going to give this to my #1 lawyer. This is wrong, he said. But he come back and she called me about a couple of weeks later and said, no, he said he's not going to do nothing about that. So the bottom line, what I'm trying to say here is, in order to keep blacks from getting any place in this democratic organization, run by. I said, because it's run by Democrats here. And I've been supporting Democrats since I was 20 years old. I don't believe anybody has helped, supported, and put as many people in office as I have. No more. Check it out. Jesse Jackson, anybody you want to talk to. I don't think anybody helped both Democrats in office as me, but now they will not let me clear my name. They say you're not being hurt. I went to the last time I went because 3 other courts has changed that law. Now 3 other districts have changed it and say you are being hurt. It's a fundamental thing that stays with you. So I said that to him. The judge, I went before the judge, and the prosecutor said, well, no, he's not being hurt. He said, I checked the Better Business Bureau, and he's got a AA rating. So I guess if I was on public aid, I guess I could be all right then. Otherwise, I can't be doing good at all. I mean, can't be supporting my family because they gonna say you're not being hurt. Now that's a crazy law they have here in order just to keep blacks, what I guess I call it, in their place. Nothing. You find one little small thing that I've done, and I walked to Duluth, Minnesota myself. Everyone have looked at it, said, and I have got some great lawyers and judges to look at it. Say, if I had took some money from the man, it wouldn't be nothing. The people that sold the building, Cat Mutual is the people sold the building. They insisted on giving me a commission because I told him, I said, I don't want it. He told the truth. I told him I didn't want it, didn't need it. So Cat Mutual gave me a finder's fee, $25,000. I told him I didn't want it. But they know it was Cat Mutual, but the papers said, the justice system, Lucas, they fixed it up and said that the vendor gave me the money. Well, the vendor, they put him on secret recorded tape. And he told them, said the money that he got was from Cat Mutual. It wasn't my money. He said, well, they said you gave it. He said, no, it's very simple. It was their money. This is a secret recorded subject here. A statement he was making. Well, because it was Cat Mutual's money. They're the seller of the building. And I told them I didn't want it. Oh, no, they said, well, they wanted to do this anyway. They was not going to let me be a chairman of 13,000 employees, the $1 billion budget. That's the simple. As far as something, nothing at all, but except the fact that they branded me as a felon. And there's nobody, I call lawyers, I can name, I don't want to mess them up. I came the best lawyers in this city. And they said, you haven't done anything wrong. Cat Mutual gave me the money. And I told them I didn't want it. But they said it wasn't Cat Mutual. They have no proof of it because it didn't. The vendor haven't gave me a penny, no kind of way. I made it clear to him when he purchased tickets from me. He said, gee, I want to buy some tickets for Harold Washington. He said, because after all, he said, he's the mayor. I said, wait, let me try to get straight here. I said, let's make this crystal clear here. Buying these tickets has got nothing to do with the contract that you got here. And he said, well, they say I'm watered down fuel. They said, you got a motor. I said, let me tell you now, that's my committee. And if I find that you selling watered down fuel, I'm going to take the contract. They went out there. He said they are checking the fuel wrong. They checking it after it go into the tank, and your tanks have a history of leaking. I asked the fuel person, and he said, no, so we got to check it before it go into the tank from the trucks. They told me oil is going to 69th Street since a date. I went there. This is my committee now. Man took it out of a truck, put it in a jar, shook it, put a tag on. He said, man, that looks bad. His supervisor, he sure do. He said, I don't know if I checked it. I said, no, we got to send it to the lab. We can test it out. They're looking at it. They got there and says that Medley helped the man because he made him take the fuel. Well, the board said take the fuel. And I guess the jury, my attorney, I'd say, hey, correct that, man. That wasn't me. He said, oh, don't worry about that. I said, no, but the U.S. attorney is saying that Medley made them take the fuel. He said, oh, don't worry, no taste that. Now, he let me down because it wasn't me. The board says take it from the truck and take it to the lab, not the man to shake it and look at it and turn it down. So when the government asked the person that pumps the fuel, he said, by the way, you got the fuel this man brought. He said, when you didn't want to take it, did you? Said, well, no, I didn't. He said, why did you take it? Well, the boss told me to take it. He's on the board. He said, oh, this is made up. He said, so he made you take it. That's his friend now. He said, yeah, he made me take it. I said, man, no. He said, man, what jury looking at you? I said, man, but that man, he said, the jury. I said, look, man, the board said bring it to the lab. It wasn't me and the jury, and everybody's looking around. So I think that's why the people said that I was helping the man, because my lawyer would let me say that. But regardless, if it's all there still, it's all okay for now. I got the proof they're saying, but they won't let me go to court. They say I'm not being hurt. See, the fuel that was delivered, the board said we've been taking tests from our tank. Our tanks have a history of leaking. We got to take the fuel when it comes from their truck before it go in our tank, and that made sense. I'm there to make sure that we took it from the truck like we supposed to and sent it to the lab. They didn't tell the man, they don't tell the field man on our board. I'm there to make sure. When the board guy took it, put the glass I don't know why he shook it. He shook it and looked at it. Well, diesel fuel is foamy. I got a 10,000 gallon tank and 17, 18 wheelers. I know something about diesel fuel. It's foamy. If you're standing close, putting it in your truck, too fast, it'll bubble back out at you. That's diesel fuel now, not gasoline. Diesel fuel is bubbling. When you're putting it in the 10,000 gallon tank of mine, they got a glass elbow that's coming through. It looks foamy because when the diesel fuel, it looks foamy. So I knew it was looking foamy when he shook it. But that's not my place to shake it. I'm supposed to take it to the lab. And I told him, he said, I don't think we should take this. I said, no, we got to take it. I said, go to the lab. They said, so the prosecutor, they did everything to try to convict me. Well, they had nothing to convict me on. So when they had it made up that he was going to say that he didn't want it, and I made him take it, yes. But my lawyer should have stopped it right there and said, yeah. He took it because the board said it. You can't, But he went. I think that's why the jury said. See, they said I was taking money from the man that bought the building from Cat Mutual. And Cat Mutual, they was on election when I was election commissioner. Those guys was there on the board to make sure at all the board meetings to make sure that we didn't make mistakes in our elections. Anyways, they was there getting paid. They Cat Mutual people daily. They were there when I was elected to them as a commissioner. They were there, and they was there when I left. They getting paid to be there to watch over us, make sure we don't make mistakes. Now you can call it what you want, but that's what they're supposed to be. And we made that check out to them every month for their service. But meanwhile, they had a building for sale, and I'm in the storage business, a warehouse, and they told me I had a building if I wanted. I told them they needed it. Oh, you ought to look. I wouldn't have looked at it. I said, I just don't like the area. I said, it's a really beautiful building. So the man purchased some tickets. Said, man, I've been knowing you a long time. He said, you on Metcalf on 47th and King Drive. You used to come up there all the time. That was your bed. I said, yeah. He said, I remember when you had that little building on 7th and 9th and outgrew it and went to 95th Street. How is that? Well, I told the truth. I said, tell you the truth, I outgrew it now. I said, in fact, I was looking at a building the other day. I said, Cat Museum, I would look at, man, that's a nice building. That thing 2 blocks long. I never outgrow it. I said, but I just didn't like the neighborhood. He said, yeah, no, we've been looking for a building too. We need a big building. He said, hi. I said, it's a nice building. He said, I said, yeah. He said, if they sold it, I said, I don't know. I give them the number. That's all, period. I go for lunch over there, frequently go for lunch. They fix my fish and everything the way I like it. One day, the man, one of the partners, and another person, two of them, I'm eating and they said, Medley, how's business doing? They said, I said, you know that fella that you told us about the other day, he ain't gonna buy the building. I said, hey, good. He said, if you buy it, you gonna get a commission. I said, man, I don't need no damn commission. He said, man, I said, look, man, I don't need no commission. If the man buy it, okay, but man, you guys all right with me. I got up through talking, now I don't talk about no building. On the way to the elevator, the partner got up, Zavers, it was Robert Sperling and Michael Zavers. They got up, followed me to the elevator, Sperling, because Robert Sperling been doing all the talk. Michael Zavers going to the elevator. So I heard what you told Bob. I feel like we owe you, man. That building been a pain in the butt to us. I said, look, you don't owe me. He said, man, I tell you, I feel with you. I said, look, you guys okay with me? Elevators coming. He said, man, we're going. I said, oh, bye. I don't want you nobody because I don't want no money from the people. You know, they're okay with me. And I'm no hustler. They called me on the phone. Said, Medley, they're going to sell that building. He said, you gonna be a broker? You got a license? I said, no, I ain't got no broker. My accountant was sitting there talking to me about my income tax. He said, he said, do you know about a broker? I said, no. I said, look, baby, they said, you only found a broker. They was all making this up. So I asked him, I said, by the way, you know a broker? He said, I said, are you a broker? A license? He said, no. He said, you know, I think Big John got one. That's his boss at the tax man. It's his boss, the person on the company. And he called him and said, by the way, you got a license? Big John told him yes, I guess. They get license, and the man called me and says, he gave him the license, gave him the number. Over the office, the guy on the office is called Big John. He said, man, they people that you told me about, they're gonna sell the building. He said, they want you to be a broker. I said, I ain't no broker. I told him I wasn't no broker. He said, well, you know a broker. I said, no. I said, by the way, man, you got a license? He said, no. So I think Big John got one. He called Big John. Big John Dollar told him yes, and they exchanged numbers, that's all. They called me, and John called me and said, hey, you know the man sold the building? They give me $25,000 for being the broker. They said, they told me to make sure I take care of you, and they want me to take 10%. I said, hey, look, I don't know about you. He said, look, they want you 22.5 belongs to you. He said, they want me, how you want me to do it? I said, I don't care how you do it, I know what you mean. He said, no, they want me to give you $22,500. I said, but if I get my bank, it'd be a long time because I can't even have that. I'd have to put it in the bank and wait a long time. I said, look, whatever you do, man, okay. I got a check for $22,500, $500. I put it in the bank like I supposed to, put on my income tax, paid it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, you know, although I didn't know about it, I told them it didn't owe me nothing, but I'm busy, I don't care. I put it in the bank, put on my income tax, paid tax on it and everything, and that's it. And they claim now that the manager, they tell me it wasn't his money, it was the vendor's money, that's called shit. How can it be vendor's money? Vendor ain't buying, ain't selling the building. Cat Mutual selling the building. You never heard of a person buying a building, won't give you no money. You get your money from the seller. So everything they say is stupid. How is the seller? The seller is giving money, not the buyer. The buyer was the vendor. That didn't even make sense there. The vendor gonna give me some commission, but they was not going to let me be chairman of 13,000 employees and $1 billion budget, because they know I was going to divide it equally. They say I was going to give too much to blacks, but I make them, do right, that's all. But they was not going to let me have that. It's just that simple. And now to keep me from going back to any boards or anything else I'm on, they punish me by not letting me clear my name. They sent people here from I believe they was from, I can't say. I'm not sure. All I know, they sent people here giving me papers to sign. I'm gonna pardon me. But when you sign your name, it says, remember, pardon is not vindication. How am I going to sign something saying I'm a felon? I'm not. I'm not. I've talked to a lot of people, and they won't. Jesse said, well, man, don't worry about it, man. You don't worry about it. I said, Jesse, not a, you know. He said, well, man, I'd like to help you, but the people that did this to you is very close to me, and I don't want to get involved with this. That's Jackson. But anyway, today I'm being called a felon, which I can't get any of the boards or anything. I make no real money. And I had one of the biggest contracts you know of. I don't like to put them in, I won't say it, but they're all over the country in my warehouse. Give me $1,000 a month. I had banks, everybody in my warehouse, including Push and other people, organizations. And my warehouse is full. I had contracts. I'm the one built the second taxiway at Ohio contract. That was my contract, $22 million. Second taxiway bridge at Ohio, that was Medley's contract. Digging a hole for the Illinois State Building, that was Medley's contract. The college, 95th Street. I'm just saying this, but now what the hell? I mean, you're a felon. See? So in order to keep me down and punish me and make sure that they punish me for what I did do when I was out there, I am being listed as a felon. Well, I will not let sign my name to no pardon. Pardon means you have committed a crime some kind of way and they're going to forgive you. Forgive me? No, I haven't done anything. So I told him, take that thing, paper, and I tore it up ready to shove it. I will not sign papers saying pardon. Thank you. Pardon, no. Vindication, exoneration. That's the only thing I'll take. Otherwise, I'll die a felon in the Democratic organization thing. That's the way they pay me. As much as I've done for the Democratic organization, the two people, I went to the top, Dick Durbin and Obama, they turned me down. When he was getting in office 7 years ago, I said, boy, I know I got it now. So when Dick Durbin and Obama wouldn't do it, they are the head of the Democratic organization. That shows what the Democrats will do with you when you're black. They will not let you, you will stay down. They will not let you get up if you hold your head up. Yeah, I supported Martin Luther King. He said it, and I have to agree. This is about the most racially motivated city in the country, is Chicago. I never thought Chicago would be so racially motivated. I mean, I go all over to everybody. I cannot get my name clear. There's too many big people. Said, no way. Will not. And I mean, again, I repeat, Dick Durbin and Obama was the head of the Democratic Party. For 6 years they was there. They wouldn't do it because it was going to hurt too many people. Daily, well anyway, they're for people that was over the CTA and law firm and etc. was not going to let me be chairman of billion-dollar budget and 13,000 employees. Now, if you gray, scratch your head when they ask you and etc., then you can do it. But see, they can't buy me. They can't give me a car and for a little money and buy me. I wouldn't even use the damn car they gave me. I paid for it myself, so I could do anything. Cause you can't keep me quiet buying a car. I got 6. You can't buy no car for me. You can't buy me. My grandfather made sure that he raised me to understand that you can't buy me, not with no, especially with no damn car and security and all that kind of crap. Anyway, that's the whole thing. There is the Democratic Party in the city of Chicago will use us for one thing, to get our vote. They will not let us. The only time they let us, if we are Tom, yes, anything, is this a name. But you got some power, they will not let you make no rules. You don't make no rules. They make the rules and you follow. And I've been in business 52 years. And I started off by, when I was in business, different people started asking me, supporting little leagues, baseball, softball, bowling teams. That's how I got into politics. All the months and different people, I had a good reputation, helping all the communities. I never forget one of the places down in the 3rd Ward, sponsored a football team. The football team was named Medley's Finest. And the MFs, they'd be playing, hey, come on, MFs, come in. I mean, all of my teams look like, we win a lot of teams. And mayors, every alderman around anywhere wanted my name down as the chairman of his organization because of the name, the family, all the kids in the neighborhood. Bowling teams, Medley. I liked it. I enjoyed helping people, see. So that's how I got the quote-unquote big. Daley called me because being the chairman of I introduced him when he come out to the different wards. And he called me and asked me, told me, I'd like for you to be a part of my organization. He said, I like the way I said, okay. I said, well, I don't. He said, no, Medley, you can't get a hungry dog to guard a meat house. I really need somebody like you down here, he said. Because I know I can, I ain't worried about you. And he used the word. He said, now you built yourself up by your bootstrap. I said, well, I don't have a degree. He said, look, you see my name on the wall there? I trade it's a law degree. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll give this any day for your knowledge. You pull yourself up by your bootstrap. All of us would do these jobs so we can have a house and a family and whatnot. You got what all of us want. You just kept. You the man all of us would like to be. Don't you ever tell nobody you ain't qualified no more. Boy, I walked out of the office, I felt 10 foot tall. I mean, that man joined me, because I helped build the first big black bank in the city. I was one of the reasons there. And just different things I had done, And he just talked me into coming in to be a cabinet member. Every person since that, every mayor since that, has kept me and promoted me simultaneously while I was there, something else. I'm the person that put the first police in the project. Daley told me when they said, look, I hear a lot of things about the project. I don't know. He said, will you please tell me what's really going on? He said, is it that bad? I said, I never lived that, Mr. Man. I don't know. He said, look and tell me. I jumped out. They always said you want something done to get a house and get out the way. I guess that created that name. So I went to the 3rd District, told the commander to get me into people that served worked the projects. He called those people and I got in the car, told them, I said, I want to see what's going on. We went around. I concluded that day that you cannot mature as a resident of Chicago housing without being sexually molested some kind of way. That was my conclusion. So Daley always said, if you want to see me, I told him one day, I tried to call him. He said, you come by the house. Tell him, he said, when you get out the car, the police going to stop you. Tell him you just talk to me on the phone, and I told you come by. They'll come. That way you always get in, okay? He said, I said, okay. He said, because I'll be on the phone sometime, grandkids talking, going on. People that have one phone, they know a lot of lines. He said, so you always get in. So if you can't get, just come on by the house, weekends or something. So then he said, I told him what happened. I don't think he could go to him age from a child, come to the project. He said, well, but Medley, you didn't tell me what to do. How am I going to do it? I said, well, I'll tell you what I say. Because he said, tell me. I said, okay, I'll tell you what, then let's put 17 people on. I like to see 10 people, eight people on the midnight evening shift, and 2 sergeants, and 5 people on the afternoon or midnight. I said 4 to 12. And then I said all together, I want 7. You think he said he put them 17 people in there. In 3 days' time, he put 17 people in the project. I mean, the people really took my advice when I did it. I mean, Daley was just, Harold, when Partee left the Senate and run for U.S. Attorney, for the state's attorney, Illinois, and lost, he said, well, what am I going to do now? He said, I need to put a black there. He was a black guy. And who you think we should put there? I said, Harold Washington be a good guy. He called me a few days and said, look, the guy you told me, we got to meet him now. You told me Harold Washington. You check that guy out, he said, because, we can't got to control. I guess I must have said a face when he said control or something. He said, you know what I mean. He said, we need things sometimes, and we got to be able to get along with the people down there in Springfield. So we want. I said, oh, yeah. He said, well, check it out for me. I was down in my office, election commissioner, right under him. Told Tom Donovan, get over to me right away. I went up there. He said, we got to make those people today. People lined up all around the wall everywhere. He said, we got to make them people today, and you didn't get back to me. But then this guy, Harold Washington, he said, is he all right? I said, oh, yeah, he could be okay, and they made him today. But, I mean, I can go on and on and tell you people that I made in the city of Chicago. But he made him because Medley, wait a minute. I could just go on and ask me who think we're a good police superintendent. I mean, he just took me in my word. If you want to be a judge or anything else, as most judges, police superintendents, any promotion that was black, Harold Washington went on there to be congressman, and then went on and got to be mayor. And he and I was very close all that time. But anything that was going to be done in Chicago, if you wanted it, you went through Medley. I won't call his name, but I went to one of the highest people in the state now the other day to see him. He said, here's the man here that had, only man that had Daley's phone number. That's wrong. But anyway, he still got his job. And he said, this is the man that put me there. I don't call his name. But he said, this is the man that gave me my job. So, right, I was the biggest thing in this city for a long time. I won't call her name, but a certain person was in Miami on vacation, and he needed something, and I called him, you know him well, and called me because he wanted something in Chicago. I actually ran the city, period. And Little Daley had recommended another person to be the senator. And he didn't make him. And Little Daley, he probably had verified that today. He had Jim Taylor. He asked for Jim Taylor to take the place of Partee. I knew Jim, good friend, but I thought Harold would be the better guy. And he made Harold. But I can go on and on, but I'm not going to haze there. I can't keep that anyway. Some of the people still live in Harbaugh. But yes, the truth is, I used to run the city. Period, with Harold Washington. With Mayor Daley. And anything pertaining to blacks any kind of way, it always came to me. I never forget a judge came to me. And the man told me he wanted to be a judge. I went to him, he said, look, tell this guy now that make up his mind, live in the district and whatnot, and tell him to check he's got preachers and all the people coming to me. Let him know you did it, because if I want something, I'm going to come to you sometime. Just whatever it was all. I'll never forget, I recommended the guy be the over district police. He called me back and said, look, that guy you recommended, his foot is, he can't walk, he can't get around good. He's a policeman. He's been on the hills about damn near 30 years, but his foot. I said, the man ain't got to walk. He's going to be the superintendent. He said, well, you're right. So they made him. I just said go on. It's just, they never said no to me. I know a guy just retired. They said, his glasses, man, don't see too good. I said, don't you give people glasses? And he said, okay, Medley. They made him. I'm just saying they didn't turn down nothing I said. I have made many, many people. Was going down the expressway, saw a lot of people there. Didn't see no black. Called the supervisor and said, where's the black people? Mayor Washington just said he wanted extra money. He said, I don't know. Then I said, you better look and see. I can't. I said, all right, I'm going to the O'Hare now. When I come back, if I don't see no blacks here, I'm going to take a contract, okay? Okay, I said, that's right. I said, Medley, give me DLE and I'll be back. I come back and didn't see no blacks. He said, I don't know what happened. They was here. I said, well, but please don't. I called Jesse Jackson, told him send some blacks to get some. I can go on and on. And I feel good about it. No, I don't feel bad. I feel good about it. I know I stood up. Like King say, you can't do nothing when you're bent over. They ride you. That was my main Martin Luther King. I supported him to the end. And if anybody I can find to carry his legacy on, I'll be with him today. I feel good when I lay down at night when I know I haven't been a Uncle Tom or with somebody to help demote a Georgia black. I feel good.